Hello everyone, it's Sandra and welcome to today's video. What better way to kick off fall beauty content than with an empties and new products video. I'll share the products that I've used up and the new products that have taken their place. There's quite a bit of makeup and skincare in this video, so let's get started with skincare. I have a bunch of face masks that I've used up in the last several months, starting with the Skinceuticals Phyto Corrective Mask. This was a very soothing, hydrating mask geared towards reducing redness. A great mask to throw on if you've spent a lot of time in the sun. Keeping this in the fridge gave it a little extra cooling boost. I really did enjoy this mask. I would consider repurchasing this at some point, but it's not a must-have by any means. Next up is the Youth to the People Superclay Purify and Clear Power Mask. Really enjoyed this as well. It was a clay mask that also contained niacinamide and BHA. It was very gentle but very efficient at kind of helping pull out impurities, helping refine the pores a little bit. Then I used up a Biologique Recherche Masque Vivant. This is another face mask that I've repurchased numerous times over the years. Probably one of my favorite face masks ever. And if you are acne prone, this is great. It smells absolutely disgusting, but it's worth it. It's exfoliating, it's rebalancing, and it really helps reduce breakouts. I have not repurchased this yet because I haven't been breaking out, knock on wood, but this is something that I would definitely go back to time and time again as needed. It is pricey, but for me, this is worth it. Then we have the Jordan Samuel Skin Mandelic Exfoliating Mask. I absolutely loved this mask. It is hydrating, it is purifying and exfoliating all in one while still being really, really gentle. This never makes my skin feel more irritated. It never compromises my skin barrier. It exfoliates the skin in a really, really gentle way. I repurchased it. Will continue to repurchase. It has mandelic acid, which is a really gentle exfoliating acid. There's also Moroccan lava clay. There's glycerin and squalane, so it doesn't dry down crusty at all. It just, it manages to kind of do all the things I want a clay mask and an exfoliating mask to do, but in a really, really gentle way that never compromises the integrity of my skin barrier, which I really appreciate. Speaking of chemical exfoliating products, I have two leave-on, more intense chemical exfoliating product. The Farmacy Honeymoon Glow AHA Resurfacing Night Serum with hydrating honey and gentle flower acids. Such a beautiful product, and it's really, really effective. Have to be careful not to overdo it because we've all been there. We know what over exfoliating your skin feels like, and it's not pretty. So I try to avoid that at all costs. In order for my skin to kind of perform its best, I need to find that balance between regular retinoid usage and chemical exfoliation. I can't just do one without the other. I have to kind of marry both in order for me to have, the best results. I really did enjoy this. It wasn't mind-blowing enough for me to, again, have to run out and repurchase right away, but I did really, really like this. It was very, very effective. Next, we have the Biologique Recherche Lotion MC110. This is the plumping and renovating lotion for face. And last year when I had a Biologique Recherche facial, the facialist spent a lot of time with me talking through my skincare routine. Out of all the liquid chemical exfoliants that Biologique Recherche makes, she said that this would be the most suitable for me to kind of use maybe once a week or twice a week as needed. That's what I did, and I really, really enjoy this. They call it a lotion, but it's not a lotion. It's almost like a liquid texture. It comes with a pump, but it's really, really watery. It smells really vinegary as well. Delicious balsamic vinaigrette kind of scent. And you just spray this on a cotton round and then just press it into the skin. This really did have a plumping effect, and it left my skin so smooth. It's loaded with skin-loving ingredients. There's also like niacinamide and acids in here. I really, really enjoyed this as well. Can't really complain. I have nothing bad to say about any of these skincare products. They've all been really, really great. I didn't run out and repurchase right away, but this is something that I would definitely repurchase, reconsider in the future. However, I do like to take my time, and I don't like to have too many things that do the same thing open at the same time. I like to just kind of have like a more considered one in, one out approach when it comes to skincare. The chemical exfoliant that's in my life right now is the Decalt by Slurp Laboratories. This is a really cool, innovative brand, and this is a type of exfoliating toner type of treatment that you have to shake up really well, otherwise it separates. And this is designed for people that struggle with pore size, blackheads, sebaceous filaments, anything like that. This will take care of it. It almost feels slightly oily, but it just sinks in right away. It was designed to kind of mimic the lipid layer of the skin so that it kind of can sink into your pores and line the pore walls more efficiently. It sinks in and it feels hydrating. It never stings at all. I try to use this maybe 2 to 3 times a week as part of my morning skincare routine, and this really helps with pores. It really helps refine the pores, and it really helps with blackheads faster than anything else that I've tried in the past. Now, this doesn't do as good of a job at kind of exfoliating the dead skin cells all over my face, which is why I repurchased the Jordan Samuel Skin. This kind of helps dissolve the dead skin all over my face, whereas this has actives geared more towards cleaning the pores and helping with blackheads. It has salicylic acid and PHA as well. It's a nice complement to the Jordan Samuel Skin Mask in my routine. I have a Chantecaille Vital Essence. This is a really beautiful, lightweight, hydrating antioxidant serum. Absolutely love this. It's super, super luxurious. And this is a product that feels so nostalgic to me because oddly enough, this was the first Chantecaille product I ever bought like 12 years ago. I used to use this just under my eyes. This was like my under eye gel when I was in my 20s, and I really, really loved it. I love the smell. It's that beautiful, luxurious rose scent from the rose water, and the texture is beautiful. And yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous serum. Then I also used up the Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. It's like part hydrating serum, part lightweight face oil. So this was a really beautiful skin priming product, especially during times in which my skin was feeling really lackluster and dehydrated. This was really, really beautiful. You also get a lot, and the price is decent. So good bang for your buck. In terms of what I'm using right now, I'm using the Skinceuticals Hydrating B5 Gel. This is a really beautiful, lightweight hydrating serum, and I layer this with the Dieux Air Angel, which is the hydrating gel cream suitable for acne-prone skin. A top-tier moisturizer for me. This is everything I like in a daytime moisturizer. It's beautiful. It's lightweight. It's a gel cream. There's no added fragrance to it or anything. It sinks in quickly, but it feels really, really beautiful and silky on the skin. The texture almost reminds me a little bit of the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Primer. It's beautiful under makeup, and it is really hydrating. So what I like to do is I like to apply the hydrating serum from Skinceuticals on damp skin, and I just, work it in. And while my skin is still a little bit damp from the serum, then I do 2 pumps of the Dieux Air Angel. I'm super, super happy with this combination. I've got a bunch of SPF empties from this past spring and summer, starting with rest in peace, the Shiseido Urban Environment Oil-Free UV Protector. This was a beautiful mattifying SPF. I loved using this in the summertime when my skin is really oily. Unfortunately, this has been discontinued. It's been replaced by a different formula, which is more hydrating, and it doesn't have as much oil control, which was the whole point of me loving this. Then I used up a 11 by Venus Ace the Day face lotion. This is really nice, sweat resistant, waterproof. I could use this if I didn't wear a moisturizer underneath, because if I use this with moisturizer, I would get really, really greasy. Not the best under makeup. I ended up just preferring this in the morning before I would go for a run. If I just wanted to do a really quick, wash my face in the morning, slap this on. This was hydrating, and it also gave me some SPF, and it was also, water and sweat resistant. So then I would go for a run, or I would do a little workout outside, and then I would come back, take a shower and do my full skincare routine and use a more cosmetically elegant sunscreen under makeup. So that's how I was able to use this up. I used up a Skinceuticals Physical Fusion Tinted Fluid. This is my favorite mineral sunscreen. I absolutely love it. The tint works really well for my skin tone. It's like a light medium neutral undertone, and I love this. I repurchased it. I will always have this in my life. If my skin's feeling irritated, if I've compromised my skin barrier, sometimes it's nice to have just a straight up mineral sunscreen. There's nothing I don't like about this, so if it's not broken, might as well stick to my faves. Same with this. This is the Skin 1004 Madagascar Centella Sun Serum. This is the super lightweight, invisible, cosmetically elegant sunscreen that I like to use under makeup on a regular basis. So I used one up and then I repurchased it. Moving on to the fun stuff, makeup. I used up my trusty Fenty skin tint. I love this stuff. I used this in shade number 6. It was a great color match for me. I loved using this when my skin was a bit more oily. Just a really nice skin tint. Soft matte finish, light coverage. Really enjoyed this. I would definitely consider repurchasing this. I really enjoyed this, but I was in the mood to try something new. First is the Ciele Tint and Protect SPF 50 Tinted Serum. I did a whole video talking about my love for this product. I really enjoy this. This has more coverage than the Fenty. This has, I would say, light to medium coverage. Another great shade match for me, I have this in shade number 4. You just slap it on with your fingers. You get a little bit of extra, mineral SPF 50. Lays beautifully on top of both my Skinceuticals mineral sunscreen and on top of my chemical sunscreen. So no complaints. I've been loving this. Just a really easy everyday base. And this foundation is something I've been wanting to try for years because one of my dear friends, Karima McKimmey, she's also a beauty creator on here. She's been raving about this foundation for years. So I've always had it at the top of my wish list. I had a layover recently. I was in London for one day and I made the most of it. And I went to one of my favorite department stores in the entire world, Liberty London. I love it there so much. I got some really cute Christmas decorations. They had their Christmas department open. I got to see a Lisa Eldridge makeup counter in real life. The Lisa Eldridge counter was right next to the Suqqu counter. And then I saw Suqqu and I was like, I have to touch and feel and experience the products because I've been loving this brand from afar for so long, but I've never had the chance to see it in person. So I ended up buying the Suqqu Nude Wear Liquid EX foundation. This is a beautiful light coverage serum foundation. I have this in shade 25 and it has a little pipette dispenser. This is the foundation that I'm wearing right now. And if you were a fan of Dior Nude Air foundation or the Giorgio Armani Maestro foundations from back in the day, this is very similar to those. The effect that this gives on my skin is like Chanel Water Fresh Tint meets Chantecaille Future Skin. I love it. It wears beautifully. It's a light coverage, very natural skin-like finish. It's not satin matte, but I wouldn't call it glowy either. It's just like my skin, but better. I could have done 2 different shades. So what the makeup artist explained, we were trying to shade match me, and shade number 20 was a perfect shade match for me. That one was more neutral. And so she did half of my face with shade number 20. And then she's like, for you, because you do have some hyperpigmentation and some redness, she said, I would recommend doing shade 25, which is a little bit warmer. And she said the warmth, like the warm undertones, will help cancel out my hyperpigmentation a bit more. She did half my face with shade 25 and then half my face with shade 20. And shade 20, while it was a perfect match and it was a bit more neutral, I would have liked a bit more concealer to help conceal my hyperpigmentation. Whereas with shade 25, the warmth and the undertone just kind of blended things out nicely, and I didn't really feel the need to add any concealer, which was really interesting. So I ended up buying shade 25 and I love it. I'm really happy with it. I just kind of drop it on my face and then blend it out with fingers. It blends out so easily. It doesn't make me more oily. It doesn't make me feel dry. Big fan of this foundation. And then while I was at the Suqqu counter, I also wanted to try the brow pen. This is something that Lisa Eldridge has been talking about for years, the Suqqu, the famous Suqqu brow pen in the gray color. And I bought this And it's really nice. The color is really nice, but the actual brow pen itself, I'll be honest, I prefer the NYX. So yeah, I don't think this is worth the money. The color is really, really nice, but honestly, when I do my eyebrows with my NYX Ash Brown brow pen, ultimately it looks the same. And then I also wanted to try lipstick, and this is the lip color that the makeup artist had on, and it looked so beautiful on her. So she was like, oh, let's try it on. So she tried it on me as well, and she paired it with this amazing blush, but I didn't want to buy another blush because I have too much blush. So I restrained myself, and I only bought the lipstick. This is the Suqqu Vibrant Rich Lipstick in shade 116. It's similar to the Merit Signature lipsticks, but even better. It's less waxy than the Merit, and a bit more easy to build up the pigment, but it's just that really, really weightless, fragrance-free, super, super comfortable, lightweight satin lipstick with buildable color. So I really like just dabbing this on my lips. It's the perfect kind of like a rusty fall shade. A beautiful beauty souvenir from London. In terms of lip product empties, I've got 3 lip product empties and 1 thing that just kind of went bad, and I will be decluttering it. So the first 2 empties are the Burberry Lip Velvet Crushes. Both of these were in my project pan, and it took years to use these up. These were definitely in my collection before I moved to the United States, and I'm now a US citizen in terms of the timeline. These were wonderful. Beautiful product, lightweight liquid lipstick that could also work as a blush. Then the Victoria Beckham Bitten Lip Tint in the shade Amour. This went bad. This smells gross now, and I'm ready to let it go. This was a mistake, if I'm honest. I just did not use this nearly as often as I thought I would. I bought it when it first launched because Victoria Beckham can sell me anything. I absolutely love her brand and the branding, the color stories, everything. I'm so enamored by her brand. I would not revisit this formula. On my lips, it's just not that flattering. One Victoria Beckham lip product that I was absolutely obsessed with was the Posh Gloss, and this is in the shade Picante. It's funny because when I first bought this lip gloss, I was disappointed by it just because it's not what I was expecting. I bought this expecting something like a sheer, glossy, juicy coral because it was called Picante. This is a milky peachy pink. So as a milky peachy pink lip gloss, this was incredible. And one of my favorite combinations of all time is Byredo Earth Dust lipstick, the Victoria Beckham No. 2 lip liner, and this Picante gloss on top. Hand on heart, best lip gloss formula that I've ever tried. It's got a bit of heft to it. It's got like a bit of cushiony feeling to it. It smooths out the lip lines. It's not heavy or sticky though. I know that they usually do a friends and family sale at the end of October or like maybe during Black Friday. So I'm going to hold out for a sale and buy it again on sale, but I'm definitely repurchasing this. Speaking of Victoria Beckham, have you watched the Beckham documentary on Netflix yet? Because I just did and I loved it. It reminded me of how obsessed I used to be with the Spice Girls, Posh Spice, David Beckham. It was just, it was a fun watch for me. Fun fact, my wedding dress is a Victoria Beckham dress. So I guess I'm outing myself as a Victoria Beckham stan in this video, but I have no regrets. I would like to have a little farewell segment of products that I have not used up, but that have expired. And this is a nice reminder to check up on your product, especially your liquids, and toss out anything that smells funky. If the formula has separated, if it's not performing the same, get rid of it. Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Elevated Glow Highlighter in the shade Cosmic Rose. This formula has separated and it smells really bad. It smells, before I used to smell like nothing, and now it smells like paint thinner. That's the kind of scent profile that this has now. I did use up a good chunk of it. I used up about half of it, and I absolutely love this. This is my favorite liquid highlighter. I think the problem is that I just don't use liquid highlighter every single day, so I wasn't able to use it fast enough. If I used this every single day, I probably would be able to use it up. This expired right on time because according to the packaging, this is good 12 months after opening, and I've had this for about a year. Same with this. This is the Lisa Eldridge liquid eyeshadow in the shade Anais. Again, the formula separated and it smells like paint thinner. But what's interesting is that the other one that I have, the shade Emily, this one is fine. This one doesn't smell like anything, and the formula hasn't separated yet. So I have put this on the top of my vanity as a reminder to use it up. I'm probably more than halfway through it, so I definitely use this more often, but this, I wasn't reaching for it as often. So I don't know if because it just sat there unused for longer, that's why it went bad. So I don't know, but one is still good. One, I'm going to have to say goodbye. The other eyeshadow that went bad, just dried out and it's just not performing as nicely as it used to, is the Auric cream shadow in the shade Temper. Loved this shade. It was so beautiful. But yeah, this was like a whipped mousse type of texture, and now it's really dry and crumbly and applies really patchy. There is a shade in the BK Beauty True Beauty palette that is very, very close to this. So if I'm feeling this type of color or mood, I can just kind of recreate it with a powder shadow from that BK Beauty palette. Then we have the Tower 28 Magic Hour blush. Usually, anytime I talk about Tower 28 blushes on Instagram or on YouTube, I get a comment saying, love this blush formula, but it expires. It goes bad really, really quickly. A lot of people said that this formula goes rancid on them within a year. I've had this blush for a long time. I would say close to 3 years now, and just this year, just now, it started smelling stale and rancid. Loved this color. I think out of all the Tower 28 blushes that I had, Magic Hour was my favorite one, and I absolutely loved this. But there's a new blush that I recently bought. In my last trying new makeup video, I talked about this and I applied this. This is the Ciele Blush and Protect Liquid Blush with SPF 50. This is in the shade Kirsty, and this kind of fills the void of the Tower 28 blush. They're very much a similar type of color, but if you can see here on my skin, the Ciele blush in Kirsty is just a hint more muted. It's just a hint less peachy than the Tower 28 Magic Hour, which I really prefer. I've been wearing this blush every single day. The formula is incredible. It's really long wearing. It's super, super, super easy to blend. And I've been loving it even just as a base for other blushes. Like, for example, today I put this on because I wanted to wear the Suqqu lipstick, which is a little bit more of that terracotta. I just topped off the Ciele blush with the Giorgio Armani Neo Nude blush in the coral shade, just a little bit to kind of give me a little bit of more of that rusty warmth. I'd say between the two, I prefer the formula of the Ciele. I find the Ciele a bit more long wearing, and the color is just a little bit nicer on my skin tone. I like the fact that it pulls less peachy and it layers beautifully. Like I said, I can layer it with something, you know, like this. If I want more of that orangey terracotta vibe, I can layer it with a hot pink powder blush for more of a bright pink kick. So it's been really fun to just play around and explore more color combinations and mix up some of my blushes. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far, I salute you. I appreciate you. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.